What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and Netmarble dropped Sneak Peek 6 today, and unfortunately, due to the influx of combat characters that we've been recently getting, especially with our Tier 4 characters, this update is looking pretty lackluster in the last couple sneak peeks. I mean, we just got Captain America, we just got Tier 4 Namor in this update, and now they're throwing out another one, which is the Punisher. And the thing that really sucks about this is that, you know, these characters would have got a lot more shine and a lot more love during a different update if Netmarble was willing to balance out the Universal, the Speeds, all the Blast characters. Like, if they would just balance them out and throw in a Blast 1 update, throw in a Combat the next update, throw in a Universal next update, and so on and so on and so on, right? Instead of giving us this huge influx of combat characters. However, the sneak peek is pretty damn cool. I mean, I do like it. Punisher looks pretty damn sick. And if you guys notice, there's a little T right here, right? Obviously, he's just a tier 2 character. Got the katana, right? Which is pretty nice. Really sick. The new emblem is cool. And he looks vicious. He looks vicious. Actually, he looks a lot like John Bernthal, right? From the Punisher series, doesn't he? Doesn't he look like him? Like, he looks really awesome. Punisher's an amazing character. I mean, he's one of my favorites because he's just a brutal destroyer, right? I mean, this guy's just insane. And even though I didn't read this run, I believe he's the leader of the Hand in this run, where he actually changes his icon here, the skull. He actually changes that skull a little bit. The skull looks a little bit different, but it's still really cool. He uses a katana mainly instead of a gun. Personally, guys, when it comes to Punisher, maybe I'm just old fashioned, but I just love him more with a gun. Doesn't mean you're not brutal with a katana, because obviously katana, you're slicing up mofos. I mean, it's pretty damn lit. But it's just, like, really, Netmarble, you're doing this again to us. And if you guys scroll back here a little bit, right, you can see right there it says tier 3, right? Tier 3. So it's confirmed he's getting a tier 3. And the thing is, guys, we all know, like, unless he's super freaking strong or an amazing support for whatever reason, whether it's PvP or PvE, he's going to be forgotten about once again. And that's kind of the thing that sucks about this update, is that, or at least with Punisher, is that, this is a character that's had a lot of uniforms, and he's really never gotten the shine. Like, this uniform here was okay, but it just, and it was a meta at one point, but it was just really awkward to play because of the long cooldowns, the funkiness of it. It just kind of sucked, honestly. The survivability wasn't really the greatest in this uniform. I mean, I never even leveled this thing up. And it's just, this is another case of Netmarble milking out really popular characters, giving them a little bit of love, but not really giving enough. And they're, once again, at least in my humble opinion, and I could be wrong, and I hope I am wrong, they're just doing it again. They're just going to make this character, he'll be okay, he'll be decent, probably subpar, maybe a good sub DPS. Hopefully, at least he'll be a good sub DPS. Hopefully, he'll have a really improved leadership. I mean, he's got to increase all base tab by 24% leadership. They might make him a better ally, maybe increase boss types or something like that. I mean, obviously, guys, they need to give him some, like, accumulation. They need to queue it up. I don't even remember if this other uniform had accumulation on. Let me look at this thing. I don't think it does. Right? No. I mean, yeah, well, okay, yeah, it does. It does have accumulation on him, right? But this is kind of the second one where, you got to take damage to do more damage. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, right? I mean, in this day and age, right, against Mephisto, against Gore, and even Ultron, that's not a bad mechanic to have. It really isn't, because a lot of those skills that those guys do in those boss fights is they do ignore iframes, right? So even if you're an iframe, you're still going to take damage. You're still going to do a lot of damage, which is good. But, I mean, I think we all know what's going to happen here. I mean, Punisher is going to get some love. He's going to get a much better uniform. Hopefully it looks awesome, guys. Hopefully we just see some insane slicing with the katana. But hopefully, he's just relevant in some way, shape, or form. But it's just, again, another combat character. All these old uniforms are combat. Every one of these are combat, except for the Cosmic Ghost Rider, which is universal. So it's just Netmarble just throwing out these combat characters like they're going out of style. And honestly, I think just kind of burning people out on them. It's like, we don't really need combats, Netmarble. We don't need them, okay? I mean, it's all good and dandy, but we really need other types of characters unfortunately, right? We need some other types of characters. So it just really puts a sour taste in a lot of the players' mouths as far as, this update is concerned. I mean, I really, honestly, guys, I really preferred it better back in the day whenever Netmarble would have these, movie driven updates and they would just stick to the actual movie theme, like all just Wakandan characters would have been really awesome, right? Or all the characters involved in Wakanda, right? That would have been, in my opinion, a lot better. I mean, I really prefer the themed updates. This whole being sporadic about, the characters that they're bringing in that have nothing to do with the actual update that we, are getting, it's really, really strange and really kind of off-putting, like, again, I'll say it and I'll say just what I said in the last video. It would have been so much better if they would have just shown T'Challa. And I saw a comment where someone said, well, what uniform do you expect them to use? Because they didn't have T'Challa in the movie. My friend, they have an insane amount of uniforms that they can do. They can even create another original uniform for the character. That's not a problem at all for Netmarble do. God knows they've made plenty of original uniforms from themselves, right, that they created, and they could have done it again. They still can do it. So I don't really think it's a very good excuse as far as not bringing in a tier 4 T'Challa. And yeah, I mean, it just sucks, and the thing that sucks really bad is what I said earlier about how, these characters that we all love, like Punisher, like Captain America, the light isn't shining down on them so much right now because we're just like, we don't need any more combats. We really want to keep this with Wakanda. Well, maybe I do. Maybe that's just a subjective thing, I'm sure. Maybe some of you guys are, don't mind the whole sporadic thing and you want to, keep it all different. But I really prefer a themed update myself. But whenever it's so combat heavy, it's just like really no matter what character we get, that's a combat, unless it's within the themed update, at least from my opinion, it just, we don't really care. We don't really want it. I mean, Punisher looked awesome in that sneak peek. He looked awesome, guys. He really did. I mean, he looks like Jon Bernthal. He looks insane. Like the face, the look in his eyes. I loved it. He looked awesome. I just pray to God that he's a really, really amazing character. I'm predicting that he'll probably be more than likely about as strong as Blade. And if he is, he'll be forgotten about in no time. But hopefully he'll at least be some kind of support, if anything at all. We all know that the tier 4s are the ones that get all the insane shine because they can go to level 80. They can have all those extra stats from being tier 4, and they have the tier 4 skill available, like Captain America, like Namor, and so on, right? The tier 4s really have hurt a lot of the value of the other characters. Doesn't mean other characters aren't valuable. It's really hurt their value because players are more often than not going to go for tier 4 characters instead of tier 3s or awakened characters, unless they're really, really good sports, or unless they're like Kamala Khan that are just absolutely insane. So guys, let me know what you think about Sneak Peek 6. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GNW 7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.